Major daytime thoroughbred racing continues at Los Alamitos. It's the Winter Thoroughbred Meet with live racing continuing through Sunday afternoon. And it's a weekend of stakes events for juveniles, headed by the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday. The outstanding multiple Grade 1 winner Journalism won this race last year. And Horse Plays, our on-track live money handicapping contest, will also be held on Saturday. Plus the King Glorious on Sunday's closing day program. And the card will feature mandatory payouts on all wagers. Great racing action continues. It's the Los Alamitos Winter Thoroughbred Meet. All is set for the quarter horse race of the year, the Champion of Champions, Saturday, December 13th at Los Alamitos, quarter horse racing's most prestigious race, and history could be made. Will impress him win his third Champion of Champions and tie the legendary Refrigerator Stakes record. Jericho and Stanley Cartel look to stop him, while All-American Derby winner FDD Dreams and Mildred Vessel's winner Hot Temptation dream of glory as well. It's a full field of 10. It's the race of the year, the Champion of Champions.
Good evening, everybody. We're back here for the Los Alamitos preview show. And let me tell you, it's no joke. What a field we have for this year's Champion of Champions. 10 Grade 1 winners getting together for this race. I have a few statistics about this tremendous field. First, we have to welcome our panel, Michael Wrona, Chris Wade, George Duarte. I know with lots of opinion on different horses in this fantastic race. And we'll also be talking about the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity because it's also a really, really strong race. I'll start off with you, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing great. Got some great weekend of racing. Don't forget that we got thoroughbred racing during the day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got the National Handicappers contest there on Saturday. You'll see myself in Orlando taking entries there on Saturday morning from 10 o'clock on. And, of course, Champions, a Grade 1 affair, field of 10, $9.6 million plus for that field combined earnings. And, of course, on Sunday, what a stellar field of 2-year-olds, top to bottom. It's a great field.
And, George, I better see you signing up for the NHC, because I know you always do well in that event, and I know you always have some strong opinions. Well, I guess I should ask, are you going to be signing up for the Saturday's event?
You'll see me tomorrow. I'll be going up to the press box to sign up. And I already know where I'm going all in. So I'm ready to go. I'll be out early if I'm wrong. But, yeah, I'll be going all in race 2. If people that watch my picks see that field, they'll know who I'm going towards. I'm not going to say it on here, but if they follow me, they'll know which one I like.
And that's often your strategy in the contest, right? You try to find someone that you really, really, really like, especially if it's early part of the card, and then you're gonna bet a lot of your bankroll on that. All of it.
I want to be like Two Spider. I'm just going, and if you can catch me.
Yeah, that's also Dave Weaver style. He also likes to be in early or be done right away, and then he can move on to whatever else he's gonna play throughout the day. Michael, how are you?
I'm all right. Thanks, Orlando.
And Michael, you hosted the post-position draw that we had on Wednesday afternoon. And what we do here at Los Alamitos, we've been doing it for many, many years now, is that we do a random draw to begin in the racing office early in the morning. And every horse gets a random number. And then later on in the afternoon, the connections of that horse get to pick their post positions on that order. And this year, Norco, the 57-1 Los Alamitos Super Derby winner, he gets the number 1 pick. And Presum, who's going for history in the Champion of Champions, gets the 9th pick. So he's going to choose, at least he's going to have a choice, because he's going to get to pick whatever 2 spots are left. He gets to pick that one particular. But this time around, Norco and the connections get the top pick. What were your thoughts, Michael, on the draw?
Well, the Champion of Champions draw went to script. It was very predictable based on the selection order. The surprises came, just a couple, but a couple of surprises in the 2-year-old race. I thought the 2 million futurity, but we can talk about that later in the program. As far as the Champion of Champions is concerned, it was a huge boost for Jericho to have second choice. And predictably, he's coming out of gate 9 after Norco's connections went to gate 10. And that's going to make Jericho doubly tough. with Impress 'em down on the rail. So I can tell you where I'm leaning already. It's my old mate Jericho.
Sure enough, Michael, here's the field to the champion of champions. We're going to be talking about this race quite a bit on this show, especially on the first half of the program. Let's look at these horses. And Chris kind of mentioned it there. Combined earnings of over $9 million for this group. There's 3 millionaires in this field. 6 of them have earned $600,000 or more. The average earnings for this group, over $900,000 per horse. And how about this, Michael? 220 combined starts. They won 98 races in between them. And we're talking about they're going against Grade 1 competition pretty much their entire career. So to win almost half of those races, going against Grade 1 level horses, going in trials, going in handicaps, going all over the country to compete. I mean, that's some serious winning from this group, right?
Yeah, it's an incredible strike rate, an amazing win percentage right across the field, and privileged to be able to occupy the booth on Saturday night.
Yeah, Ed Berger called 3 champion of champion victories for Refrigerator. And Michael, history might be on your side, and you get to call 3 champion of champion wins for Impress 'em. And he's going to be the first one leading the post parade. And I guess that's appropriate, right? That Impress 'em gets to lead the post parade in this fantastic race. He hasn't won a race yet this season, but he's been right there in every single one of his starts. Over $2.5 million earned in his career. That makes him the 3rd all-time leading earner in quarter horse racing. Impress 'em. Number 2, Hot Temptation. She did not have a choice in the post position draw. She got the last draw, the short end of the sticks, whatever you want to call it. It will be starting from post position number 2. But man, if she gets to win, it'll be one of those big upsets similar to Cash for Cass. Remember that, Chris, when she won the champion of champions in the fog? There's number 3, Hooked and Gone, trainer Dean Fry, trying to get a victory here in the champion of champions. Remember, Dean Fry had the Great Danger that came out the same year as Impress 'em's first victory. And that was a tremendous duel, a race for the ages. I remember we built that race. This field is just as good. Number 3, Hooked and Gone, over $790,000 already in the books. There's the 4, Stanley Cartel. And we were talking about win ratios. 9 victories from 11 starts for a Stanley Cartel. I mean, he hardly ever misses the winner's circle. There he is, number 4, Stanley Cartel. And I'm going to be asking George a little bit later his opinion on this field, the post position draw as well. And you're going to have some interesting things to say about number 4, Stanley Cartel. The 5, Unrelentless. He was the first one to punch a ticket to this race. He won the Brad McKenzie Los Alamitos Winter Championship. There's the 6, FTD Dreams. All-American Derby winner, looking to become the first All-American Derby winner to also win the Champion of Champions since Dash's Dream in 1984. There's one of the visitors, RC Corona King, will make his first start at Los Alamitos in the Champion of Champions. And this horse, don't sleep on this horse. He's made $600,000 in his career. He's won some big races. There's the 8 Scoops Dynasty. And George, he might be as in good a form as any of these horses, right?
Yeah, since Jacob Enriquez has gone on him, he's looked like the old Scoops Dynasty of during his 4-year-old campaign. And the time was a little slow for me on the Go Man Go because the other ones had trouble when he prevailed in that by a nose. But I mean, he's been he ran really well in that Challenge Championship. I mean, he won going away. He beat Hooked and Gone. It was a decent field. And I mean, he's definitely headed in the right direction.
There's the big favorite, 2-1, number 9, Jericho. Michael, like you mentioned, he had the 2nd selection as far as post positions went. And Norco took the 10. Jericho took the 9. What does that mean for him, for Jericho, Michael?
It means he gets a clear path down the middle of the track, which is highly beneficial for Jericho, who just normally Gesundheit, Chris.
Thank you.
Who normally can take a few strides to really hit his best stride, and full marks to him from post position 2 last time out, by the way, in that Z. Wayne Griffin director's trial. All of Jericho's fans were a bit concerned about that post position draw, with only 2 spots available from the director's trials to make the field. But he actually began pretty well for Jericho, and he's certainly improving through his stay with Christopher O'Dell. But it's just a natural advantage for him to be out wide. I mean, Impressum has won his 2 Champion of Champions from the outside draw, and now has to contend with Gate 1, and he's certainly very capable from Gate 1. But, we're talking fine margins, and when you're building up a head of steam and getting to the end of 440, you just want a clear crack at them, and I think that's very suitable for Jericho.
Yeah, I remember the one thing that Chris O'Dell said during the post position interview that you had with him was that just in case he doesn't break like he did in the Z Wayne, I just want to give him as good a chance to just have a clear out, and just don't get in the way. So that's why they went with that, that fat outside. They feel that's the advantage of being outside, less chance of getting cut off.
Well, he's been desperately unlucky in 2 Champion of Champions. As a 3-year-old coming off his Super Derby win, he had no luck at all, savaged the finish line, absolutely savaged the line in the last little bit, but the bird had flown, and he didn't have much luck last time either in 2024, when he actually went off favourite, by the way, against Impressum that day, or that night. And he deserves a change of luck. I would love to see Jericho have his chance. Let's see if he can step up and be good enough. I've always believed he is. And the post position draw, I think, is critical in giving him that opportunity.
And the number 10 horse is indeed Norco, who defeated already a couple of horses that are in this field. FTD Dreams and Hot Temptation were both part of the Los Alamitos Super Derby field, and Norco from a post number 4 beat them from that spot. Now he gets the red carpet treatment here from post number 10, perhaps, and there he's going to be there. Norco, that's got to be just incredible luck for trainer Scott Willoughby, right, Chris?
Yes, draws the outside post. The outside post always promotes a good, enhances the chances for all the horses on the outside with a clearer path expected. Jericho drawn to the inside will drag him along, and he's got talent. He upset the apple cart in his last race at 57-1, and was very impressive in that victory. And they were coming at him down the lane, but he kept on going. He gapped out pretty well, so he's got to look to slice the pie at the very least.
Yeah, and 2 things about the post position that I'll say is Mr. PYC to you. Remember that horse? He won. I think he paid like $100 as well. And he was the only horse that had not won a Grade 1 race that year, I believe. And he ends up winning from the outside post number 10. That's the power of being on that outside post, because nobody even probably thought that he had a chance to win. And he wins from the outside for trainer Scott Jose Flores. But not that long ago, from the number 1 hole, Flashback beat an incredible field as well, including Impressum, and he won it from the number 1 post position. So even though you're in that number 1 hole, you still have a chance, right, George?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think that I had something to do with that. I remember putting out a stat how the inside has been horrible when the daytime meet's running, and then all of a sudden the inside was good that night. So then I think they saw that. They're like, we got to make sure that the track is fair. And it certainly was fair. I mean, Flashback and Impressum were right next to each other, and then they finished strong and finished 1-2. But yeah, I mean, the track's been pretty fair during the day. I've seen horses. I mean, the daytime media they're winning in the lead along the inside. I mean, I don't think I'm not gonna be counting on any bias unless it appears, So I think it's gonna be a fair track, and I'm not gonna say, oh, he's from the rail, he can't win.
I mean, we only have 3 races that are for quarter horses, straightaway races. Is 2 races enough to kind of make a determination, Joe?
I would just rely on the thoroughbreds, rely on the daytime. See, is anybody anybody making moves along the inside? Are they finishing okay? Or is it all strictly outside? If you see strictly outside, a bunch of outside closers, then you can kind of think maybe that the outside's faster. Same thing with the races the 4.5 furlong 1,000-yarders. If it's mainly closers winning from the outside, or is it the speed from the inside holding? Just that gives you the clues. I mean, yeah, with 2 quarter horse races, it's kind of hard to tell. They can have trouble, the inside horses, and that basically gives you no data if the inside is good or not.
Okay, so Jericho, we all agree, no doubt. Great post position. He was one of the big winners on that post position draw.
Literally, if I was the owner of Jericho and I get to pick 2 horses to be next to, it would be literally these 2 horses.
Why?
And in the way they are. Norco to his outside, Scoops to his inside. Literally how I would have chosen.
Why?
Because Scoops typically breaks in or breaks slow. And Norco is not necessarily the quickest early. I mean, he's okay. He's not fast, but he's not slow. And he either breaks straight or he breaks out. He hasn't broken in any of his starts that I saw. I looked through all of them. And if you don't see it on the PPs here, but he went on debut from the outside post, and he broke out maybe a path. So he's either a straight breaker or he breaks out. So that gives Jericho his path. It's typically Scoops drifts in. So you should have a clear sailing.
Now, that's who won the post position draw. In your opinion, who comes out of there with a lesser chance after this draw?
For me, it's impressive not because of the rail, is because he drew next to Hot Temptation that is very quick. She is easily one of the quickest in the field. And there's always that percentage chance of the horse is going to he is going to get outbroken. She's going to be up a half on him. It's just whether does she drift in or not. And you got to always calculate that in your wagering, that percentage chance of that horse drifting in and bothering you. I mean, any kind of pause, and it's going to be hard for him to overcome that and still beat Jericho, who's more than likely going to get a clean trip. So that's why I think he lost the post position draw. Another one I didn't like the post position draw was FDD Dreams, because RC Corona King is very quick. He's a smaller build horse. I think he's kind of built like Stanley, where they're more on the smaller side, but he's really fast. He's quick-footed, and I hate being inside of quick breakers because they can always just drift in. They see that open air on their first step, and then they'll just follow to that open air. So that's why I'm worried. So those 2, I think, have lost the post position draws.
Chris, any horses that you see from the post position standpoint that you think elevates their hopes, or maybe makes their dream a little tougher?
Yeah, just pretty much what George said. Jericho draws perfectly. He'd be sitting a good trip, and definitely the one to hold off and or catch, because he broke pretty well last time after breaking slow as previous race when finishing very, very strongly. And, of course, FD Dream's not the best of post position draw up against a horse who is pretty quick on that skin, has a tendency to skin. But don't forget, FD Dreams is a 3-year-old facing older for the first time. He's won some big races, some big futurities and or derbies facing order for the first time. But his last race was very, very impressive when having nothing but trouble. He stumbled badly away from the gate. He was crossed, looking for room. He was locked and loaded down the lane. He finished pretty well and galloped out pretty well. And if he gets away decently, he's got to look to get in the mix there at a price. He's actually one of my price plays on the program. But, of course, impress him up against a speeder to his outside. But the only thing about impress him, he has run well from the inside post prior. So if he gets away clean and doesn't get pushed inward and or cross, got to look to grab a slice of the pie from the inside. And you never know. I'm looking to make it a tie with refrigerator with 3 victories in the champions. It's a little bit tough on that inside post, but he's done well from there. before, but definitely the one to beat top to bottom is Jericho.
A cool stat on Impressum is his last time not in the top 2 was September of 2021 in the All-American Derby.
Good grief.
Since then, he has been in the top 2 every race.
That is amazingly cool.
Only one time as a 3-year-old or older, he has not finished in the top 2, and that was the All-American Derby.
Yeah, and at the 440 distance, he's been in the top 3 every single time.
Well, George, one horse that has only been out of the top 2 in his 11 race career is Stanley Cartel. In your opinion, what his draw, number 4? Because if he draws the outside post, he might be the favorite in this race, right? What do you think happens with, in this, for this?
Yeah, I think certainly he would probably be, I would say he's probably be 5-2 instead of 7-2. But my main concern is the rider change. Unfortunately, Cervantes got hurt, so he can't ride this horse, and he's a tricky horse to ride. He is quick, but he can be shifty at the beginning, and he can also lug in midway. And it was evident in the Super Derby. I'm pretty sure when we did that Super Derby show, I said that he is a tricky horse to ride. So, and I don't like it because Flores was on, and everything went wrong for him in that start. And now Pulido gets on. He doesn't have any experience. I mean, maybe he's gone onto the track with him maybe once or twice since Cervantes gotten hurt, but he's hard to ride. And Pulido is a gambler when it comes from the gate. He is willing to try to beat the gate. And so that's one of the risks you're going to take with him going on there. I mean, he can catch a flyer and look like he can have a length on on this field right away if he times it correctly, but he can easily break slow and he can be out of it. And for a horse that's hard to ride, he's the one I'm going against. Of the 3 main contenders, he's the one because of the jog change, because Cervantes literally has been on him for every start except one, and the one he wasn't on him. He broke second to last and just had no shot. So personally, I want to see him run well. I want to see the best win with no excuses. No, like, one of the connectors say, well, you got lucky if our horse broke slow. That's why you won. But I'm a bettor. I don't. So for me, I'm going to bet what I think is most likely to happen. I think he's going to encounter some trouble, and that's why I'm going against him.
And Michael, you're calling this race, and last year you gave what a finish to that call that you had, right? Stratospheric realm for Impresso. How do you prepare? How do those words just come out as you're calling the race? Split second decisions. Your brain has to be like a fine Swiss watch or whatever you want to call it. Whoever makes the best watches in the world, that's what your brain has to be like when you're calling the 440-yard champion of champions.
Yeah, well, the Stratospheric Realm call was his first win in the race, actually. But thank you for the compliment. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, there's so many things swimming around in the back of my head, and it is very high pressure. I mean, every split second counts, every syllable of every word counts, and you don't want to waste words, but at the same time, you want to try to insert something if it can embellish the description of the event, especially if there's some historical significance involved. So it's a mental juggling act, and I just have to hope that I respond in the split seconds of the race as accurately as possible. Accuracy always being paramount. But it's dangerous to go into a call very rehearsed. As we've seen so many times, things can get turned upside down the second the gate opens. So it's dangerous to be too committed to an idea. So I know that's not a clear answer, probably because I don't have a clear answer.
Does it make it harder?
Sorry, mate?
Does it make it harder that Impressum's on the rail and Jericho's on the outside? So it's kind of like you have to keep, and then they're most likely going to be closing. So you got to keep an eye on both of them, seeing who's actually closing better, and you don't want to give the call early on one of them and then the other one actually out finishes them.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Last time they were neighbours in the gate, tight side by side the whole race. And this time they're going to be quite some distance apart. It can be difficult to line them up. And there's so many other genuinely fast horses that will probably be taking attention in the first half of the race at the very least. So, yeah, an extra pair of eyeballs would come in handy.
You were saying that it's a juggling act. I can just picture there. You're juggling a grenade, the sharpest sword out there, a torch on fire, and you're just trying to get everything right and accurate wise. And the only thing I can compare it is to like our photo guy that's going to be down there, William Suazo. Kind of same thing. You got to press him on the inside, and you have Jericho on the far outside, and he's got to get the shot. He's got to get the winner correct on the finish line. So that's also as you were saying that, I thought of him as well. So it's a very pressure-filled night. Nothing like the pressure that the riders and and the connections of each horse has, but for many others that are involved in the show is also some pressure as well. There's a man that will be having some pressure, but I think he's going to handle it just fine. Is Xavier Rodriguez. He's out here from New Mexico to train outstanding horses, FDD Dreams in the Champion of Champions and Political Twist in the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. And I had a chance to talk to him yesterday following the post position draw. Here's Xavier Rodriguez. Let's talk a little bit about FDD Dreams. Well drawn after today's Champion of Champions. What do you think of his tremendous chances here at Los Alamitos, especially now that he has some experience racing at Los Al? He's been here for over a month now at Los Al.
I mean, that horse, he's been really consistent throughout the year. He rarely makes mistakes. And last time when he ran in the Super Derby, that mistake of him slipping out of the gates, cost him. But I feel this time, I mean, there's nothing we could have done or the horse could have done different. It's just the luck of the draw, and I feel like he's a great horse, and whatever happens, he's still a great horse no matter what. And I feel like he should do really good in this race, and he knows, like you said, he's been out here a little bit. He's got 2 races under his belt here, so I feel the more experience, he's going to feel a whole lot better.
And speaking of luck of the draw, Political Twist, he's going to break from the same spot that he broke in the trials to the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. That experience, just that familiarity with where he's breaking from, that has to make you feel good, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't change something that's not broken. And he ran pretty good from there, and we just wanted to keep continuing with the same. Hopefully he can repeat the same race he did in his trial.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Xavier. You're a young man at the top of the game right now in quarter horse racing. Tell me about your background in horse racing.
My dad was a horse trainer, and I just follow in his footsteps, and so far it's worked out. I mean, I couldn't ask. This is like a dream come true ever since I was little. Being out here, being at Los Al, competing in these types of races with top trainers around the country. It's a dream come true. So it's a pretty good feeling, pretty good moment for me.
And one trainer that you'll be competing against in both of these races, Chris O'Dell. He's got the morning line favorite Jericho in the Champion of Champions, and of course the fastest qualifier Enforcer in the 2 Million Futurity. You know Chris well. You've trained against him and know him well from New Mexico, right?
Yes, sir. Like I was talking to you earlier, he's a great guy, lots of experience, great trainer, I should say. Not everybody gets to be world champion trainer, so he's a great guy, and it's all in good faith. And best of luck to everybody in that race.
And it's not so much that it's a rivalry, maybe more of a friendly going head to head, but it certainly would mean a lot to you to get a big victory this weekend, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's why we're all here, to try to win some races. But good luck to everybody, and hopefully everybody gets a clean break.
Thanks so much. That was Xavier Rodriguez talking about his two young superstars that will be racing this weekend. And George, you mentioned about RC Corona King not being the biggest of horses. And I did get a chance to interview Gerardo Quinonez. I'm going to play that right now. But there was a couple of shots that I did not use in this interview because Gerardo looked so much taller than the horse. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to show that. But here's Gerardo Quinonez.
Gerardo, you were telling me that this horse is very special to you for many reasons, but you've known him for a long, long time.
A long time. Since he was a 2-year-old, we got the pleasure to break him. And here we are in California, first time running here and bringing a big champion to run in this race.
Family involved in quarter horse racing?
Well, all the team from El Paso, the guys, family, friends that will not be able to come here, but they're always supporting us. It's a nice thing to have all this support from them.
Tell me about this horse. Winning the Albuquerque Fall Championship, definitely a huge feather in any horse's cap. He gets to win it and comes out for the champion of champions as a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big race, tough race, since he's a New Mexico breed. But, I mean, nothing's impossible in this life, and we put him that race and gave us a trip to California and champion of champions.
How has he adjusted to life here in California?
He got really quick in that. He got a little bit tired, but within the days he got it. He's been good, and he's been eating all his food. He's been doing great. He's been galloping, doing good, everything good. Like, he's a good horse, a champion.
Now, you already gave him a workout over the track. I believe that was last Saturday.
Last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. Tell me, how did the horse react to being the first time out, on the track? And
at first, he was like kind of knowing the track, but I mean, after all, he did that workout and came out good, and like nothing happened.
Well, we hope a lot happens for him on Saturday, not in a big positive way, right? During the race. Congratulations on this fantastic horse, RC Corona King, and thank you for bringing him here to California.
Thank you.
It's Gerardo Quinonez, and one of the cool things about the draw was his table was just packed. His family, friends, relatives were there, and they were there for the post position draw, just soaking it all in. Who knows if he'll ever have another opportunity to be here in the Champion of Champions. And they make sure that they're there supporting him and the horse and making the most of the visit. So that was very cool thing to see.
Orlando, did I read your notes correctly? The story you published that this gentleman at 24 years of age has had a career total of 16 previous wins?
That was my research. That was what I found. Yeah.
That is astonishing. Fancy having a horse in the Champion of Champions who would be giving you career win number 17. That's amazing. What an accomplishment by this young man.
He started in October 9th, 2022. He has 128 starts, 16 wins.
Yeah, like you said, Michael. I mean, it's talk about just a moment to savor and enjoy. For a man this this young and having this capability as a trainer. You got to give it to him. Chris, you have a selection for us for Saturday, right?
Well, I'm going to go to race number 7. I'm going to give Fly Interest. He's one of my give him one more time, give him one more chance horses. This horse he's got talent. He's got some big finishes, but he always seems to find trouble. His last effort, he had a good amount of strife away from the gate. And that was against Open Company. He was finishing better than looked under a hold, but with trouble, track variant, on my numbers, he's got a good shot to get a piece of the pie there. And you never know if he could somehow lean forward and break halfway decently. He could upset the apple cart there at a nice price. So he is dropping in class in a non-winners other than race. He's coming out of a Open Company affair where he had a good amount of strife and finished okay with run far back. But the ability's there. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate and showing said ability. So he'll be my give him one more chance runners there on Saturday night at a nice price.
Chris, 6-1. I mean, that's like multiple slices. That's like piling on there if you get this victory. That'd be really, really nice. Let's
Yeah.
over there in race number 7. George, you also have a selection for us on the Saturday card.
Yeah, it's in race number 3. I'm using one of Chris's angles. He likes that quick wheel back. And the 4 Candle Rosa, I remember I was doing the charts for the daytime last week, and I remember this horse being reluctant to load and was delaying me going home. But I was actually impressed by the effort. She showed good speed. She was hung like 3-4 wide throughout, and she could have easily given up in the stretch, and she didn't. She was kept the task, and I liked her finish. She drifted in a bit late, but I mean that's normal. It's only her second career start, and that long stretch is kind of taxing, especially even for 2-year-old fillies. And I just liked how she finished. I think this race doesn't have a lot of speed in it. She should like the cutback and the quick wheel back, so I think she'll be extra sharp. So she should get out of the gate good, and I think she's going to be forwardly placed, and I think she'll be able to outfinish them with that 5.5 furlong race in under her belt. And as this possible, I think she might go third choice. I think maybe Trouble and Strife might actually get a bet ahead of her because of Edgar Pryor's hopping on, but I think she offers good value at 3-1.
So that is Candorosa, horse number 4, and race number 3 at 3-1. We're going to take a quick break, and we will come back and talk about the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity. We'll be right back.
All is set for the quarter horse race of the year, the Champion of Champions, Saturday, December 13th at Los Alamitos, quarter horse racing's most prestigious race, and history could be made. Will impress him win his 3rd Champion of Champions and tie the legendary Refrigerator Stakes record. Jericho and Stanley Cartel look to stop him, while All-American Derby winner FDD Dreams and Mildred Vessel's winner Hot Temptation dream of glory as well. It's a full field of 10. It's the race of the year, the Champion of Champions.
All right, so we are back for the second part of the show, and this is the Grade 1 Los Alamitos 2 million futurity, California's richest quarter horse race always. And this year, with a purse of over $1.9 million and a field to match, beautiful field. And of course, it gets kicked off by the one and only Great Filly Beautiful through post number 1. And similarly to Stanley Cartel, this filly hardly ever misses the winner's circle. 5 wins from 6 starts. Here's the 2, Toby Stist, purchase for this, the connections. She ran in the PCQ HRA Breeders' Futurity, ran 2nd in that race. And now for new connections, coming off of a really nice victory in the trials, Brother Ray. The long shots in this race for trainer Jose Flores, but did have a nice victory. He didn't get to select post position, but he was left with the number 3 spot. I think the connections have to feel pretty good about that. You know, it's probably not what they expected. There's the 4, who's the V. Stablemate of Toby Stist. This horse ran in the Golden State Million Futurity. AJ Remember Me for Corina Sosa and trainer Kelly Castañeda. Edwin Escobedo won the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity last year. Can you do it again? There's the 6, High Octane. He actually had the number 1 pick in this post position selection draw, and the connections took the number 6. A little bit of a surprise. I wonder why. The 7, Political Twist. We've heard from Xavier Rodriguez already. But this talented New Mexico bred, Surprise Temptation, who ran 2nd to fastest qualifier in force. Also for trainer Kelly Castañeda. And there's the 9 in force. The 5th brother from this family of Favorite Cartel and Remember Me Rose to qualify to the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity. Remember Me Rose, by the way, also has a daughter that ran in this race, but out of a different sire. So this, for her, this is the 6th qualifier to the 2 million. And there's the 10, Just I'm Worth It. Can't forget about him. He won the Edberg Million, ran 2nd in the Golden State Million, which was won by Enforce. And now he comes in and gets a sweet spot as well, post number 10. Michael, your thoughts on this field?
First of all, the selection for High Octane of gate number 6 would be because he has been terrible from the outside post position, breaking outwards, lugging out, and they like the horse to have company either side of him. He needs some neighbours either side, and he came out of the dead set middle gate in his trial win. He had gate 5 in a field of 9, and did everything right. So I'm sure that was the thinking with High Octane. So that gave Jess I'm Worth It, who had the second selection, the outside post position. And then Political Twist was the third to choose, could have gone to gate 9, but instead they went to gate 7 because that's where the horse won his trial from. And he was so brilliant on trials night. And as you heard in the interview earlier, they just didn't want to change what had worked so beautifully. But it's interesting because it means that Enforce took that number 9 post position, and Enforce is drawn where Political Twist could be, and that just to me is somewhat interesting. And as far as Beautiful with gate 1, they have the 8th selection, could have chosen any of the inside 3. But remember, Beautiful won the Kindergarten Futurity from gate 1. She's already proven out of the inside stall. So that, I guess that's why they went there. So while the Champion of Champions post position draw was pretty predictable, I thought that there were some interesting angles in play with this, with the 2 million Futurity. I just feel like the top 2 on the morning line are going to be very, very tough to get past. It's hard to work around Political Twist and Enforce. Enforce was so brilliant in the Golden State Million win, beginning fast from a middle gate. He's developed into a real weapon in the second half of his 3-year-old season, with that stellar breeding that Christopher O'Dell knows so well. I suppose from a wagering standpoint, if you're going to give me 1 point longer for Enforce versus Political Twist, and Enforce has got gate 9, I'm going to land on Enforce. But I clearly remember what the visual impression that Political Twist made on me when I was watching the trials. And at the time, I thought, wow, this would be hard to pick against this horse. But at a point longer with gate 9, I'll make Enforce my selection. Both are fantastic horses. I just think that probably Jess I'm Worth It gives them that little bit of a start. And I just don't know if you can afford to at this level of competition. But no doubt he'll be charging and won't be far away. Terrific race. You couldn't even ride off Beautiful. But I'll go with Enforce.
Enforce it is for Michael Wrona. George, you always talk about the young horses. Sometimes you don't like them being on the outside. So maybe with the young horses, not as much experience everywhere in the field, the connections just decided to go with what worked for them best. And with High Octane, we've seen, his difficulties on an outside position. So from that standpoint, it makes sense that he goes from, in the middle spot. But why not the 5? Why not the 7? Why the 6?
I don't know why I chose it. I would have chose 5 because I'm pretty sure 5 loads second to last. So I would have been the gate less time.
Oh, good.
But
point.
I mean, he's the 2 times last 2 times he's been in the middle. He won by a length and a quarter. So that's a horse that I think people are going to sleep on, thinking that was the first trial. You see all these other bigger names that have a lot more earnings. But I was really impressed by that effort. I mean, he put him away instantly. As soon as he got out of the gate, it was over. And he's really up on the upswing. I think these connections that are just here for the first time, I think, this is the only race I'm pretty sure that you can pick your post draws. I think this is the only track that does that. I don't know why the Derby doesn't do it. I mean, that would make the show that much better, the post draws. I don't know why they don't let them pick their own post. But I think it showed the inexperience. I think Xavier not choosing 9 inside a slower breaker is I don't know how you don't do that. I mean, to me, the horse has won. I mean, the 2 outside draws, he won by 2.5 and a quarter. He's won from the 8 post. He just needs a clean start. And I think that was just weird. I would have went to 9. I would have said, I'm getting a clean start no matter what. Just I'm worth it. Never breaks that fast. You're going to get that clean trip. And somehow Enforce, being the 5th spot, got that post draw. I don't know how he did it, because then Surprise Temptation chose number 8. And I think that's the worst horse for Political Twist to be drawn next to, because this horse is really, really quick and likes to lug in. And that's the last horse you want next to you, is a horse that's quick and lugs in. And I think that's what just hurt him. Another one that I thought was weird, the post-draw position, was Who's the V. Personally, I would have went with the rail, because he's not that quick early. So I do not want to be in between. I'll just take my chances with the rail. At least if I break slow but nobody drifts in, I have my path. I mean, if he breaks slow, he's going to need a lot of luck to keep that path. So I thought that was a weird selection. Another thought I have is Beautiful last time from the rail. She got away with breaking because the horse next to her is not that quick. But now she's drawing to one of the quickest in the field with one of the best gate riders in the country in Francisco. So I don't think that tactic will work as well if they try it again, Rodrigo, where he just makes sure she breaks out to avoid that ducking in start. So that's why I'm kind of against. I wish she had a different post, because I think she has a really good shot to win this if she gets out good. But I'm with Michael. I like Enforce. I think he's going to get a perfect trip, similar to Jericho. I mean, you have a horse that's quick that breaks in. You got a slow breaker to your outside. So he's going to get that clean trip. And he's a really good finisher. He had I'm pretty sure he had one of the fastest final 8s. And in these type of races where any kind of mistake can cost you, I want to back the one I think is the one that's going to make the least amount of mistakes or get the cleanest trip. And I think Enforce is. I mean, there's horses I want to use, obviously in exotics or even in a pick 4. Like I said earlier, high octane. I think he's going to be a good price, overlooked. And Just I'm Worth It has the outside. I mean, if Enforce goes in and bumps horses and takes a misstep, Just I'm Worth It is probably the best finisher in this group, and is going to take full advantage of it.
All right. George, you can find George at Quarters GD on Twitter if you want to agree or disagree with his opinion on,
or even on the YouTube comments. I'll respond. If Xavier wants to talk to me, I'll be his consultant next year for his post-precision draws. I'll do it for free.
So in those comments below, yeah, he'll bounce back and defend his position. So he's not shy. George is not shy. Again, at Quarters GD on Twitter.
Or email orlando@losalamitos.com. You can do that too.
Yeah. Chris, Los Al TV boy, what do you have to say?
That is a very, very old email address. Okay, guys. My original. Anyway, it's such a closely matched affair. I just gotta, I'm gonna give her a look. I know she draws the inside post, but Beautiful definitely was unbeaten. The only time she's been defeated on the racetrack is when she got rambunctious and actually broke through the gate prior. So she's won from the rail previously and up against a quality horse and Toby Sitz, who's very impressive in the trial. But I'm going to give the slightest of edges to Beautiful just because she's just so very, very talented. She's quick. If she minds her manners inside that barrier, she's got a big look at the outcome, but it is a closely matched affair. My numbers, of course, Enforce. Big look at the outcome. Very impressive in winning the prior race, and very nice from the inside post last time winning the trial. So definitely is a look at the outcome. Toby Six was so very talented. Political Twist was impressive for Xavier Rodriguez on the ship and did it with run left in the tank. So it has a look at the outcome as well. This is a closely matched affair. And, of course, up on the outside, if the horse gets away clean, has won some big races and been very, very close. This horse can get away a little bit better. Leaning at the start, has a look just I'm worth it for the quality connections. But it's a closely matched affair. I'm going to give it a slightest edge. And don't overlook High Octane. That's the prize play, as noted, because I used the horse last time as my second choice in his trial, just because he was getting out of that inside post. The horse liked to drift out and ski throughout. But High Octane has a look to grab a slice of the pie at a price. But the slightest of edges to Beautiful there for quality connections, Kirsten Watanabe.
I think I may have said this before, that last year, Mark Jungers had the 10th pick. So basically no selection. He got the number 2 post position with Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3. After the race, he wouldn't trade that post for anything. So anything can happen. It's an outstanding group. These young horses are still developing. So it makes for sure for a super interesting race. A great weekend here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Don't forget now, day and night racing here at Los Alamitos. Sunday will be our closing day program, and we are going to have 10 races on the card Sunday afternoon. So that means we'll have a little bit earlier starting time. 12 noon will be our first post here at Los Alamitos for our daytime program. Champion of Champions, what a field it is. Impressum going for history, trying to tie Refrigerator. Jericho, the big morning line favorite, and the All-American Derby winning FTD Dreams, also trying to make history. And can't forget about the Los Al 2 million futurity with a 4th fastest qualifier going against a couple of grade 1 winners in Political Twist and just worth it. Last word before we close out the show, Michael.
Don't know what to say. Hopefully I will when the gates open for the big races. I'm just excited, and I might have used this word earlier, but I feel privileged to have the opportunity to call these 2 marquee races. Going to be a huge build-up across the afternoon and evening, both days. And I can't wait.
Chris?
Great weekend of racing, day and night. And don't forget, we got the handicapping contest on Saturday. You'll see Orlando and myself there from 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning. Be there all day, but it's a great way to close out the week. You got the trial, you got the champion of champions. Then on Sunday, you got a stellar group of 2-year-olds. You got the whole field has a look at the outcome. I'm not kidding. On my numbers, it's very, very closely matched, and it's going to be a big night, a weekend of racing there. I can't wait.
At quarters, GD?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, my last word would be make sure to use Norco in your supers, and make sure to use High Octane in your pick 4s and supers, because that's the price plays I like. And I'm just looking forward to good racing. Hope it's a good finish. I hope all the top contenders get clean trips, even though I can criticize their post draws. I still, hope they get clean trips, because I want to see the best horse win.
For sure. That's what we all want. We're going to close out the show with a couple of interviews. Chris O'Dell talking about the Super Enforce, and Keith Nellesen about Beautiful. Looking forward to what should be a beautiful weekend of racing. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. For our viewers, thank you for spending some time with us. Here's Chris O'Dell and Keith Nellesen. Bye-bye, everyone.
I'm just so excited. I can't. What a horse. I mean, he's just starting to amaze me, and I'm walking on clouds. I can't believe that he went that fast in this kind of track.
Now, this will be the 5th horse from this family to qualify to the Los Alamitos 2 million. All of them trained by you. 2 of them have won this race. And like you just said, he's really starting to amaze you. The progress that he's made, where does he stand now, you knowing all the other horses that have made the 2 million from this family?
Well, Bomb's the fastest horse that I've ever trained, no doubt. And he's living out his years at my ranch in New Mexico, and he loves it. Cyber was wicked. I mean, they were all so good. They were all so different and so good, and I can't really compare him to any of them. The only thing I do know is that he's starting to learn how to break a little bit, and that keeps you out of trouble. And that's what he did in the Golden State Million. He broke good, and that keeps him out of trouble. For as big a horse as he is, he breaks pretty good. And that's something that you can't just teach. Everybody thinks you can teach them. You can't teach them. You can help them, but you can't teach them. That's just pure class. And that class rises to the top, you know.
Looking at his past performances, it seemed like most of his starts have come from the 6 hole, the 5 hole. To know that what he just did from that number 1 post position, that's got to be a good lesson, and that he just learned, that he just got some experience.
Right. Well, when you get good ones like this, you get to thinking that good horses can run on any track, is kind of, what people say a lot anyway. And I was worried all night because nothing much has really happened out of the 1 hole, not much. And to me, it's a pretty impressive performance.
She's just a classy horse that knows where the front is and how to get there, and we're really excited. We're lucky to get 2 in the final. I've actually bred 3 of the top 5 fastest coming in here, so it's been a great night for us.
And that nervousness had to turn into feeling really good the way she just breaks. And you can spot her, even through the fog with that beautiful gray coat that she has.
Yeah, it was relief, I would say. Like, I was really, really nervous. I wish she had been in the first trial and not in the 11th trial. But, the whole goal of all these things is to get in the final. We don't care how we get there. We're really excited, and we're really think our chances are good. She's got to come back. Both of them have to come back and be ready to go. But it's going to be a tough race, but we're excited to be there.
Congratulations.
All is set for the quarter horse race of the year, the Champion of Champions, Saturday, December 13th at Los Alamitos, quarter horse racing's most prestigious race, and history could be made. Will Impressum win his 3rd Champion of Champions and tie the legendary Refrigerator Stakes record. Jericho and Stanley Cartel look to stop him, while All-American Derby winner FDD Dreams and Mildred Vessel's winner Hot Temptation dream of glory as well. It's a full field of 10. It's the race of the year, the Champion of Champions. Major daytime thoroughbred racing continues at Los Alamitos. It's the Winter Thoroughbred Meet, with live racing continuing through Sunday afternoon. And it's a weekend of stakes events for juveniles, headed by the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday. The outstanding multiple Grade 1 winner Journalism won this race last year. And Horse Plays, our on-track live money handicapping contest, will also be held on Saturday. Plus the King Glorious on Sunday's closing day program. And the card will feature mandatory payouts on all wagers. Great racing action continues. It's the Los Alamitos Winter Thoroughbred Meet.